Test.
Testing.
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 Hello.
Testing.
My works.
Say again. Test.
Testing. Okay.
Check. You're faster? I will. Thank you. Yes, we're ready. We're streaming. All right. Call to order the meeting of the City of Selma BID Advisory Committee. Can we have a roll call?
Okay, Board Member Ramsey Corey,
Here.
Board Member Rosa Gonzalez,
Here.
Board Member Rose Robertson, Board Member Nick Sahota, not here. Board Member Kron Singh,
Here.
Board Member Mateo Rodriguez,
Here.
Board Member Richard Braden,
Here.
Board Member Isabel Vargas.
Here.
And I want to take a moment to welcome Isabel Vargas, who recently applied and was appointed through City Council. Isabel, do you want to take a moment to kind of introduce yourself and your business and kind of share a little bit about yourself?
Sure, thank you. So my name is Isabel Vargas and my business name is my Vintage and Thrift Boutique. I almost said Maiden Voyage. But it is my Vintage and Thrift Boutique here in Selma, 1971 High Street. Very excited about it. We've only been open maybe almost 6 months now, and so it's doing fairly well. And I've got 3 children, adults. I am a grandma. They call me Nana. So I've got 5 of those and then 1 extra bonus. So 6 altogether. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me here on.
Forward to working with you.
Okay.
You do the flag salute, lead the flag salute. Okay. Have the minutes here for approval. I just have one correction. I was not listed as a present member last meeting and I was here.
Give me 1 second. I'll make note of that. For the last meeting,
Last meeting, I was here.
I don't believe you were here. Since you weren't appointed member yet, I think you missed that
Oh.
one meeting.
No.
Yeah,
I was here though.
you were at the one previous meeting.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
but thank you. Thank you for noting that.
All right. Well, need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved. All right, financials, review of the financials.
Yes, as requested in the previous meeting, it was a request to see where we are on our financials. So if you look at the documents, it's a little bit of a wider picture than you normally see. It's the year-to-date financials. And I invited Heather Bonilla, our finance manager, to kind of field any questions and go over the 2 documents. The first document is the year-to-date. And you'll see where we're at with assessments and where the money comes from the city. And Heather, do you want to kind of just do a quick overview and open it up to questions on that particular document? You're going to see that it's an attachment, so it's going to be towards the end of your packet.
Of the mainstream revenue sources, sorry, can you hear me? Okay. One of the mainstream revenue sources is from the bid assessment fee. As you can see, we at roughly 700 through February 9th. And are in transitioning into a new ERP implementation. So we are actually going through and verifying that these licenses do have the bid assessment fee attached to them. Because an internal audit showed that there were some that did not have the bid assessment fee on them. We were hoping initially, we had a really quick chat between Jose and I, that we were hoping that finance was going to be able to by your next meeting to have a more concrete number as to what businesses these were. But we will be away at conference starting tomorrow for the rest of the week. And we have part of the implementation with our ERP. We have a module training that will take place the week we get back. So, and I think you guys have a meeting coming up shortly after, right? So I'm hoping that we get some concrete figures for you. But we are sending inquiries to those businesses, letting them know we have sent some inquiries and we are still sending inquiries to those businesses that haven't paid, letting them know that they're still due.
To piggyback off of that, I did have a meeting with Jessica, our accountant, who went through the system. It's called OpenGov, where it kind of manages people's business licenses. And it indicates who hasn't paid the bid assessment fee. And she's resending those notices to let them know that that fee is a part of their business license process. So you may not see some names on here yet because they have yet to pay it. But we're actively trying to move forward and collect that from the downtown businesses. And to give perspective, the year to date right now, we're at 5,763. Last year's entire year to date was about $10,000, right, Heather, if I'm correct? So that's how much we're able to obtain from last year's assessment fees. So we're on track to get that. If we just continue to be proactive in reminding folks, hey, this assessment fee is due. And just a reminder, assessment fees are on a scale basis. So you could pay 50, you could pay up to 700. It's all based on your gross receipts.
So with that, we also have the operating transfers that are set on a monthly basis. So again, we are in the middle of the ERP transition and we still have December and January transfers to enter, which will be next week. But have 62,000 and at year end, we will have a total of 150 as we budgeted. The Cal cards, what we have listed is just this one line item for expenses at 7,100. I was handed other worksheet. The second worksheet, or I'm not sure where in your packet. On the next page, okay. We were not aware of. I believe that was not part of the budget. But again, Jose and I had a chat about this before the meeting. And according to what was listed on here and your prior or beginning balance of this worksheet, your committee would still be within budget, even if elected, let's say the year to date for last year in revenue, the 10,400 and the 150 operating transfers in. That would still be within budget.
there any questions on the monies coming in from anybody before we move to the expenditures?
On the 100,000 for the downtown facade improvement, have we had anybody apply yet? That's are at least interested in asking questions coming in.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had several people interested in it, including May Voyage, and I had a good conversation with them this morning.
Sure.
So that money is still there in the bucket. It's not spent. And when I go over the second document, you'll see that reflected. Expenditures, if Heather, you want to review that?
Oh, before we move forward, I would just like to note that anything listed in this second document, if we were, well, we would need to make a budget amendment to add this to this fiscal year budget. If it's something that the committee would wish to spend for this fiscal year. So we could add it as an amendment. Why? Okay, so what we have listed here on this first worksheet breakdown is 1,800, looks like every month to Advine Inc. Like that's for an event. Then in October, the transaction for business improvement, and then the transactions or 2 transactions for Home Depot. That was on our Cal card for Christmas trees. And Mad Illustrations, that was a banner that Mr. Moreno had purchased on the Cal card. And then Alondra, apologies, Alondra Martinez for Grinchmas. That's what we have to date. 7,200.
And these are items that you've seen before in our monthly presentation in the packet. And this is what we spent since July. Making sure that we're cognizant that our big events are coming up this spring with our food truck events. So then we're going to start to see more expenditures during that because we're going to have to pay for the bands, other light towers, or other things that we'll have to purchase. So you'll see that the expenditures are low right now because we haven't got into our event season yet. And also we have other projects down the pipeline, including the trash cans, including sponsorships, including marketing. We do have money for that. So that's why you're seeing a minimal amount of spending right now. There's no questions on this page. I can jump to the second page. If in the packet, it's going to be this kind of breakdown. It's gonna be on the flip side of the financials. Does everybody have this page? Okay. So what you're seeing here is this was like an internal budget that we created of June last year in this bid meeting. I believe it was Jerome and Alicia who set this up, asking how we wanted to spend our finances for this year. And as Board Member Robertson mentioned, the downtown facade grant is there at 100,000, and you can see the actual spent year to date is 0. So we haven't used that grant yet. Right under it is the marketing and promotion. We budgeted $21,600 at the thought that we were going to pay Advine for an entire year of services. We decided to cancel their contract. I believe it was 3 or 4 payments in. So we've only spent $5,000, which means we have $15,769 left in that bucket. The beautification and improvements, that money was allocated for that particular line item. We've only spent $1,000 on the Christmas tree so far, but keep in mind, we do have the trash can purchases coming up. Events and supplemental costs, we budgeted $10,000 with $2,000 at 5 events each, at 5 events. Right now, we've spent $300 on music for Grinchmas, which leaves us at $9,700. And contingency is, I believe, do you know if it's 5% or 3% of the entire budget at all times? It's just a backup. And you'll see there was some carryover from the previous year budget. So this is a more detailed picture of what the money we decided as a body of how we're going to spend it throughout the year. So that should help you out to get into specifics. Any questions about this detailed breakdown?
Offhand, just quickly, the 83,000, is where the trash cans are. Was that about 22,000? Does anybody remember? I just want to kind of, okay, thank you.
Currently going through the procurement process to work through those trash cans and get bids from other businesses, and then move forward with the purchase. So it's going to be 21 to 22. We're working with finance to make sure that that is, did you say amended? Was that the proper term, Heather? I'm sorry. For this to go to council or to be in the budget, I should say.
Yes.
So right now, when you look at the budget book, this section isn't in the adopted budget because this was like an internal budget we created here. The next step is to make sure it's adopted and it's part of the larger budget. So it's clear that we delegated these monies for these projects.
Question. You said that there was some carryover from last year. Is that reflected in the contingency amounts or what part would that be reflected in?
Heather, would that be the unedited beginning fund balance on your guys' sheet at the top?
Unaudited beginning fund balance. It's usually the carryover, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll ask for a motion to approve the finance report.
I'll make a motion.
Any other discussions?
Do we open up to public or do we need to open up to public comment or is that the next item?
We could open up to. Do we do that before? So, with, any public comment at this time for citizens to address the commission, on any issues that appear on the agenda tonight, you'll be regulated to 5 minutes conversation.
It's in 1057 Mill Street. So just wanted to clarify a little bit more on the fees for the bid. I know when this started, it was tied to the business license fees and it was never going to go more than the business license fee itself annually. Have we changed that? Has the bid changed that, or has the city changed that? How are people charged? And what's the rationale for that? Can we get clarification on that?
But I myself am not aware of what it was prior to. It's my understanding that it's based off of a scale. Is that not?
Revenue scale.
Yeah.
So it's just based on a revenue scale. It's not based on what your business license fee is for the city of Selma now. So our business license, we're regulated by the Department of Insurance. So ours is the minimum because we don't, we're not overseen by the city. We're overseen by the Department of Insurance for insurance practices. And I think there are other businesses like that. So how would that affect? I'm just seeing how that would track with the bid fees. I don't think we need to answer it right now. I just would like to clarify that. I think we've also talked about, I've heard discussion about making the fees the same for everybody instead of making them different. Might be a topic for the bid to explore at another meeting, certainly not an agenda item tonight. But maybe down the line, we could get clarification on that.
I believe just like our business, which is regulated by the Department of Real Estate, we pay the minimum because there's no like actual sales. We're not a store or a restaurant or anything, so they're not based on our like sales, or because you cannot take the price of a home and use that as the sales. So I believe for those that are in similar industries like real estate, insurance, that kind of stuff, it's usually whatever the minimum is, just same as the way they pay their business license as far as the fees. It's like the lower tier. But if you have somebody who's got a lot of sales receipts and a lot of employees, usually it goes up from there. That's my understanding. I honestly might,
$50.
Cheryl pays it. I don't know.
Ours was $50 for license and then $50 for the bid. So it just doubled whatever our bid fee is, it just, whatever your business license fee is
So I
your bid
think-
fee.
Yeah, it's the same.
Business?
Right.
But I think the problem is that like any store, whether it's a convenience store or anything, will hit that $700 because I mean that's basic minimal revenue. And the thing is, every single convenience store, supermarket, anything that's retail will always have to pay the highest fee. I do know that I paid almost 4 times more a year than Madera. Like, no, just business license in general. I think I paid like $198 for my market over there, and I paid 700, I believe here.
Max, right? So 700.
Yeah, I had it as a,
Second.
yeah, I have Rose as
And
the
a
first
second.
and Mateo as the second. Yeah. Yeah, it was more of a discussion item since it was a presentation to you all to kind of know where we're at. We're not moving any money around. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're not moving any monies around and we're not changing the budget. It was a informational item only.
Thank you.
But
The other regular business, notice from the public? Or you jump into this regular business, right?
yeah, let's jump into regular business if there's no more public comment. We did the discussion item of the year-to-date financials. So we'll move on to the item 1 of action is sponsorships. In a previous meeting, Rose Robertson mentioned being a sponsor for for Selma Live, the upcoming event on April 10th at the amount of $1,500 as a sponsor. In prior years, the bid has sponsored with other organizations such as Sparks, paying for specific parts of the event, like we paid for some music for the Grinchmas event. Staff also has the opportunity to sponsor the Selma Art Center for $2,000 for full page ad in their entire booklet for every year for all of their shows. And it might be a good opportunity to promote our events as well as other businesses in the booklet that's in the downtown, at the Art Center. The discussion is to move forward with the sponsorship of one or both of these entities at the dollar amounts listed. I just open it to discussion, and Board Member Rose Robertson, if you want to kind of elaborate.
Well, as you saw in the financials, we're saving another additional 15,000 by having our own PIO do a lot of our advertising, flyers, and social media. That really saves a nice amount for us to maybe be creative and maybe connect with the other nonprofits or other organizations here in the city for events for the communities, for our community and citizens here that been requesting a lot of these events for a very long time. So I think with that said, 15 would go towards the Selma Live, which is April 10th. And you see the flyer in there, be a great event. I would like to, I just think having our downtown logo with Sparks and all these other entities here in the city shows the collaboration that we're doing together as a city, coming together. For the Selma Arts, are we gonna talk about each? So the Selma Live was 1,500. Are we gonna vote these different separately? Or are we gonna talk
Vote them
about
separately, just to be clear.
Just to be
Yeah, we can vote them separately.
So I'll just start with that. I think the flyer and the social media, Jose, our PIO does is just really outstanding. And so being able to help and collaborate with other events for our downtown city really will help a lot. For just like us, we're all always as the bid always looking for some sponsorships as well. So I just think that it'll be good to show our logo. We're going to be part of that Selma Live event as well, and you know, whoever wants to be out there with their T-shirts, Selma bid, could talk to the people about our downtown improvement, the business improvement downtown part. So that'd be another way to showcase our events. Thank you.
We wanted to do it separately.
Yeah, if there's any more discussion, we can vote on each one individually. Or if there's any, oh yeah, open up to.
Is Selma Live, is this event held by Sparks? Or is
No, it's just a separate event that the community and council member came up with to start doing. As we all heard, a lot of the citizens want, a lot of the complaints were the fact that why does City of Selma citizens have to go to Hanford, have to go to Fresno, have to go to Fowler, have to go to all these other Kingsburg, have to go to all these other neighboring cities, and why can't Selma start more of these events on our streets in our Lincoln Park and showcase Selma? As you see, Selma's coming alive, and that's where actually the name came from, Selma Live. So we won already, which was Pepe Marquez, and that was I would say the precedent that brought in 2,500 people, first time ever at the park, and it's a free event, but there's a lot of you know, as you see, there's bands and everything we have to pay for. So with that said, it's just something became creative and came up with, and it's been very successful. So it showcases Selma, and it's showing that we can have these type of events as well. And it's just something very positive for our city.
Motion to approve that.
Public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, public comment.
Hi, Santiago Ceguera. This committee, Selma Live, was created by myself and is supported by City Council. Rose Robertson and I came up with the name Selma Live. And yes, to your question, Sparks is involved. That we work with them on all our events. Actually, Liz, who's the director for Sparks, she's been instrumental in putting all the logistics along with Director Moreno. So I think it would be a good investment to show Selma that, hey, in council, we have a say, that we're doers. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for to participate and be part of this event.
Any other comment, public comment?
Ask a question of the, I guess, the Selma Live representative. Just for clarification, if anybody else is like watching, what would it mean for like the Selma Live event to have another sponsor on board? So like say we do sponsor, what does it mean for those events like moving forward? And then are there any other sponsors at this point that are doing something similar? Or is this the first of its kind? Just so like, let's say people watching understand what it means for the city. Either one of you guys would be.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry, because I was over there.
It's more of a like, let's say somebody watches the meeting and they're like, what is Selma Live? Where did it come from and stuff? You explained a little bit, but what would it mean for a sponsor to come in like us and say, hey, we're gonna, do $1,500 sponsorship for this event? What does that mean for the event and for the citizens of Selma? Like, what does it mean for them to be able to have a sponsor or, to have another sponsor added to the list?
Well,
And what other sponsors might have already be on board?
sponsorships pay for, because some of these events are costly. Like, Pepe Marquez was almost $4,000 to bring him and Raquel. But we have 2,500 people and we did close to $6,000 just in the bar. So these events are successful. We're reaching out to you because we want to bring bigger and better events. And, every time we do one, it's going to get bigger. We were thinking of bringing a national country act, but, we're still growing. So we're always looking for sponsors. There's always people coming up to us and say, you know what, I'm going to give you 500 a year there. Cal Water sent us a check for $2,500, for our next event. So we have a lot of people that are out there that are giving us money. And just so you know, all our events have been paid through sponsorships. We haven't used any city monies to pay for our events. So what does that tell you? I'll tell you what it tells you. It tells you that people out there, not just the citizens, but also the business owners, are realizing, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to help Selma Live or whoever else, the bid, whatever. Because I'm sure you guys can go out there and get sponsors too if you wanted to do a bigger event. So that's basically what it means. It means that you'll be part of an event that's going to bring entertainment to the citizens of Selma, and that's what we want. I mean, obviously, Rose and I and Scott and everybody that works these events for free, we do it because we love Selma, because we don't make any money off of that. So, anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Love to see the
Yeah.
citizen
If
initiative.
I may chime in just to answer, how does that tie into the business, to the bid? It is an event in downtown and it promotes basically downtown Selma, which that's why the bid gets involved as a sponsor for those events.
I understand. I was asking like as a hypothetical to somebody else.
So, yeah.
Yes.
The last council, Scott Robertson, we had the last council meeting, a budget amendment. And one of them wasn't just expenses, it was revenue too. And based on the activities of Selma Live, $5,500 went back into the general fund. So we can use it for operating expenses like public safety, downtown, public works, things to make our town more livable and a better place to live. So that's how I see it. When offering a sponsorship, it's really to make our town better and to bring people downtown and to make our city grow.
Thank you, Mayor.
I like to make a comment. So for these events that we're having, I would also like to request, we have is it an AI software that gives us information on where people are coming from? I don't know if it's specific to events, but if we can bring information like that from prior events, so we can it'll help us make these decisions as well. And then for the since social media was brought up, I understand the contract with Advine we're not doing that anymore. I haven't seen any posts on Instagram for all of February. So I was wondering if, what the plan is, if you need help from us, what can we do to get that going again?
Yeah, I've been really inundated with a lot of work. So I haven't had the opportunity, like creating these items single-handedly consumes a lot of my time. If I had assistants handling this portion of it, then I would have more of opportunity to do the social media things. But between my normal work with the city and looking up decorations and going to trash can vendors, it's really taking a lot of my time away from social. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back to marketing. So that's kind of where I'm at with proposing the art center sponsorship, because we can get back to the marketing aspect of it. Like I can put ads in this brochure for different businesses and different events and start utilizing different platforms to start marketing. But social media is definitely the key that we should get back to. But really it's these items that kind of consume a lot of my bid allotted time. So.
Just like creating the flyers, or what do you mean?
Like doing the work of planning the event and
Okay.
picking out the decorations and presenting things for these meetings. It does take a lot of my allocated time. It's taken away from shooting and editing and posting. So I'm hoping I can get some help soon. So that's where we're at with that.
Okay. Well, if that's a discussion we could have at a future meeting, I mean, we are a board, so if there's something that we can help you with, let's bring that up.
Good. Mark that as a future item. Right, so do we have a motion to accept the Selma Live proposal?
I'll make a motion to accept the 15 for Summer Life.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so now we'll go on to
Can we do the,
Go to the next one. The 2,000 for Summer Arts.
Summer Arts Center.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can speak to that a little bit. Like I mentioned earlier, they do a booklet per every art center event. And this is an opportunity to have a full page ad in the booklet. They run roughly 3 to 4 shows every weekend. So it's an opportunity to get the businesses and our promotion of our events out to a new audience. As you know, the art center draws a lot of people from other cities, Clovis, Fresno, Dinuba, Kingsburg. A lot of their kids are in this place too. So it's a great opportunity to expose that audience to maybe like a Maiden Voyage or a Bloomies or Printopolis. We have the opportunity to rotate advertisements, and at a full page, we could potentially do half a page of promoting Some Alive and right under it, potentially promoting another business. So purchasing this to open up that door for other businesses to get their name in this booklet that they produce. So that's what that.
Would there be a cost to the other businesses to be able to put their logo on it?
I think we do it as how the video promotion was set up before I got here. There was a Google form that Alicia had set up where businesses could apply and say, hey, I want my business highlighted. We would probably do the same thing. We would share it with businesses and say, do you want a half-page ad in this plays booklet? And they would submit through the Google form and we can review and just go through it. So it'd be like a submittal process. Especially if they have something going on for Halloween and they want to advertise in a play that's in October, we can accommodate that. So it's developing like a procedure to do that.
I think with that page also, if we could fit in our taco throwdown dates as well as Sparks is doing, that would be very beneficial because it gives a heads up. If there's a votes to get this approved, how quickly. I know that the plays are going on. Would it start going up immediately? And is this for the year round? Is that what you said? The year round of all the arts, all the plays?
Yeah, so it lists everything that's included and it's the year round, it's a year sponsorship. So yes, if we approve this, I can get a half-page Selma Live ad to Nicolette and see when's the soonest they can get it in their booklet.
And will that page change throughout the year,
Yeah.
not the same one?
It'll rotate, for the events. Like if we have the food truck events, the ad would change. We would rotate businesses. It could be My Vintage one time, and then the next play, it would be another business. Like we can rotate. As long as people are submitting like, hey, I want my business in this booklet, I can create the ads for them. So I'm creating the ad for them at, we're just covering the sponsorship as a bid committee.
Do like drawing for tickets to the business. Sponsorship includes free tickets. Oh,
It does.
and do the awards.
So maybe we can use them as a social media
Yeah.
tool to like,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
like,
maybe we can use them and we can use them in raffles. Like we can hold on to the tickets and use them as incentives for people to show up to the event or give them away. It benefits everybody to have those freebies to give away, for sure.
Any public comment?
Oh, lastly, please make sure also they tag our page when they do their social media posts.
Yeah, if that's in the package, then I will definitely bring that up. I think it is in the package.
Because it is, they say like, advertisement or whatever they. Yeah, if they tag us this way, we reshare it, because we're trying to do this to get the bid name out there, so we want to be able to reshare on the bids page.
Absolutely. And up until this point, we've been good partners. They share a lot of our stuff that we post on our page when it comes to the art center, and we do the same. So we've had a really good collaboration since they are an anchor to our downtown.
Okay, thanks.
Right, so
Yeah, I just want to say that if you're going to get a full page, you can highlight more than one business.
Yeah.
Because that's
That's
one
what-
page is, because they usually put, you could do two, half and half or whatever. That way you can get everybody, especially the people who are in the bid or the people who contribute to, just an idea.
you. Do we have a motion on accepting this?
I'll move to do the 2,000 for the sponsorship.
I'll second.
The discussions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. What's next?
Sorry.
Food Truck Friday, action item.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so in the last meeting, we decided on the dates for the farmer's market. I'm sorry, the Food Truck Friday events. It's the 4 events around food trucks and music. We decided on May 8th, May 22nd, June 5th, and then June 19th. I cross-referenced some of these dates with Community Service Director Liz Fletcher, and she did note that May 22nd is the opening night of Grease. So we are going to have music, so that may interfere with their event. But I mentioned that we could potentially move the music down the road a little bit, so that's not right in front of the Art Center. And on June 5th, they are having a movie in the park, which is an annual event they have. I believe they have 4 of them. And just the last notice is June 19th is a holiday, which is Juneteenth, and it's a city holiday. But we decided on those days. We can work with them if we need to. or we can revisit it to moving it to fall, like I presented it in the other meeting. So I just wanted to put that information on the table, so you guys get a little more insight on those dates. But I'm gonna dive into what has been accomplished so far. I reached out because we talked about having the May 8th event be like a Tejano night. Cinco de Mayo is 3 days away. And I reached out to the Morenos and I asked if they'd be interested in doing like a Tejano, like Selena type of event. And they were very excited. They were very intrigued about what that would look like. And they said they have a new set list that kind of expands more Latin music, more dance music. And they're very excited about that. He provided a quote for $1,500 for that event. That includes sound and lighting. And you can look at that quote that's in the back of your packet. So that would be for the first event of May 8th. I'm kind of tackling them one by one. So we could approve that purchase, start the marketing. I could start the special events permit, and we will get the first one rolling.
That's in your packet, I believe.
And that's the first part of this item. So it's open to discussion right now if you guys want to talk about.
This is for the May 8th event, is correct?
That's correct.
Discussions?
The time for this event is 6 to 10, right?
We said 6 to 10. We could do 5 to 10. I want to make sure that we can stay open till 10. Was Pepe till 10 or was it till 9? I can't remember. 10. Okay, so then we can. So it's right now it's scheduled 6 to 10. If we want to do 5 to 10, that's fine as well too.
And how many hours for the Morenos?
I believe he quoted us. He didn't put the numerical value on there, but I think I told him the event was from 6 to 10 with breaks in between. So
Will this be downtown, High Street? Yes.
yeah, it'll be from 2nd Street to 1st Street on High Street.
Better 6 to 10 to give the businesses the time
Yeah.
and get there, so.
Public comment?
An opening night, how are you gonna close first to second? If people are coming in for the Grease opening and to the beer garden, usually that's in front of the Arts Center, where would you reposition that?
So May 8th is not the opening night. My apologies. May 22nd is the opening night. I incorrectly put that on the agenda. May 22nd is their opening night for Grease. So May 8th seems like it's open without any issues. But for the 22nd, we would probably move the music away from the Art Center and do it on either end of the road, maybe potentially more towards 2nd Street. I like that visibility. When people are driving by, they see action, they see things happening. I would always like to have the music there. It's just always the issue of running power to them out there. So
But there's the possibility we can move the May 22nd. Is that the Battle of the DJs, correct?
that is what we scheduled for the
I mean,
Battle of DJs.
Battle of the
That is
DJs.
what we scheduled. So there'll be beer for all of them, if we want beer for all of them, and that's part of the discussion that we'll have. Like,
I know that's a date where a lot of the cities in Vegas for the ICs. So
that's the weekend before.
that's the week. So I know this is Karan's deal. So I really wanted to be there for the Battle of the DJs, but there's a lot of us. Not even Jose's going to be here. That's the ICUC.
I think I'm leaving Saturday.
We'll be back.
Sorry.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, so Vegas is on the
Perfect.
18th. We'll be returning on the 20th, I believe. Yeah, so we'll be back in time for that.
I don't know. I'm thinking all week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Never
Yeah.
mind.
So the
Scratch that.
22nd is a good date.
It will leave it. Yeah. Battle of the DJs.
That opening night for the Selma Art Center and art event? Or
I think that may create an issue with parking, but we have had events in the past where they did have a show and we did have an event. And then the art center is very good about letting their staff, their patrons know, hey, this is your parking situation. We're going to have an event downtown. I can reconnect with Liz and Nicolette to kind of see what that would look like. But she just wanted to make me aware that that is an opening night, and we have done events that day too. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on usually.
Yeah.
We can't.
And movie night falls on that that day as well?
The
Is
movie
that what
night.
You said movie night?
The movie night for Liz starts on June 5th, and that's in Lincoln Park. Maybe we can talk about a collaboration. Maybe we can see what it looks like a later movie night. So that happens on their day too. So we can work together, I feel like, if you guys aren't interested in moving the dates.
Walk, like if they parked a little further down and walked, it's not 100 and some degrees where. Trying to promote the downtown business.
Hey, Pepe Marquez promoted downtown really well, trust me, really well. We had people coming from Ohio, LA, people from everywhere just to see the guy, he's a local Santa Barbara guy. He's not even like a national star, but anyways, my comment was gonna be, I know you guys are wanting to do a Tejano event. And I don't know if you guys are aware of the band called Conjunto Califas. They're out of Visalia. They were at Riley's couple of Fridays ago or last Friday, and they packed it in. So something to keep in mind if you want to do, because we're doing different genres for different people. And I think because there's a lot of big Tejano following, where, you know, when they do the Tejano event, they get a lot of people. So maybe it's time to, you know, bring something for the future or whatever, you know, because they do have a big following. I mean, they'll pack downtown like. Anyways, thank you.
Another thing really quick for the Tejano deal, if the, what is it, the invoice for the Morenos ends up being like a certain number of hours and it doesn't cover the whole deal, Parlier, high school has the, Conjunto Pantera, they have the, that they do events locally for free too. So it'd be cool to support their journey, I guess. It's from their, I believe it's their band has like a different section that does like specifically Tejano music, or I think they're a group. I don't know exactly what it is, but they're awesome. So either a filler or like an opening or something.
Are we prepared to budget any money for that cost? If
They're free. They can't charge.
so, okay, I'll give you some background. I'll give you background. We throw the Day of the Dead event in Pioneer Village, as you all know, and we had a conversation with them to get them there. And one of their staff members wanted to charge $500 to use the professional equipment that they provide, because it was pitched to us that it was free, but it was a $500 charge at the end of the day, and we couldn't afford it. So they're very talented kids, they're amazing, but I think there was a cost associated with it, so we had to pass. So I don't know if I could reestablish the conversation with them and see if there's a cost this time.
I'd be asking who you're paying the $500 to and for what, for those services too, if they were going to provide. That doesn't sound legal.
I will reopen that conversation because I definitely want to look into them, because you're right. They're a really good group, and it's kids playing traditional Mexican music, and it's very fun.
Selma?
No, they're from Parlier. Yeah, yeah. So I'll reach out to them to reestablish that conversation. Yeah. Yeah, I'll reach out to them and we'll go from there. Yeah. Absolutely. Maybe we can connect after the meeting, take my information and we'll connect. We can actually use them for other events as well too. There's a Selma Arts and Culture event that's happening, and they're looking for that type of youth to play music like that. So thank you.
The only reason why the band over there couldn't charge is because they don't have like a booster program. So like if Kerman or whatever other places have boosters, then you can have the booster program like supply the stuff, but they don't get set up with the 501c3, and they need to do that beforehand, and that's why Parlier is kind of stagnant.
They're good. I've heard them before.
Looks like the motion is to approve the quote to move forward with the Morenos for this particular section.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve the Merinos, $1,500.
I'll make a motion.
Rosa,
I'll second.
any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'll move forward with the farmer's market concept idea. It was last presented in the last meeting. The opportunity to potentially do a farmer's market. I've kind of did some research to see when most farmers markets occur. They usually occur like on a Saturday. And in this case, to keep the event low impact without shutting down any streets, I'm proposing maybe we use the parking lot that's behind Foster Freeze. It's a great setup for vendors to kind of line the outer area of the parking lot as well as the inside. One of the best things is that I met with Robert and Irene at Maiden Voyage this morning, and I've been wanting to connect with them for many things. We talked about collaborating with them to kind of lead the farmers market because their audience, they have a lot of people that come on Saturdays between 8 and 1 o'clock because their shop is so popular and it's so busy. We should really capitalize on those folks that are showing up at that time and offer handcrafted goods at the farmers market. And we were talking more handcrafted, artisan, kind of move away from commercial items, move away from the food vendors. Since the Food Truck Friday event is like very food centric, this could be very like artisan, local type of vendors. They were super excited to lead the charge. Irene, we may get more familiar with her. She's interested in being a part of this group. That they're really excited to bring this, and they've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I told them we should work together to make this happen. We would definitely support them and definitely help them navigate the city fees, the city permits, the special event permits, just being that crutch to kind of work together and make sure that the vision comes to life because they have the audience. And that's what this essentially could be. So I'm open to discussion of any feedback on what that would look like.
So, we don't have a specifically date for this, correct? Am I correct? Or
That's correct. We don't have a date. Usually they begin in the spring.
maybe with that said, maybe, this would be a time to showcase these kids we're talking about at one of these farmer markets. And if that means maybe looking at someone like Khalifa's to come in and then, we, have these kids use their equipment and find some sponsorships for that additional fee for, was it Kerman? Kerman and these kids, just to be able, I think that'd be a great place to showcase, maybe Maiden Voyage. I know they're always looking for, these types to be in their their coffee shop as well. So I don't know. So it could be a win-win, something to look at for something like that. And I think it'd be great if it's something to that effect of $500 for one of them. I'm willing to be a sponsorship for one of the group kids, and hopefully we could find another sponsorship to bring in. And all the bid really needs to do then is bring in what Khalifa would charge. Hopefully he will work with us just so the kids don't have to be worrying about a fee. And I mean, I hope it's legal, but or somehow showcase
I'll
these
help them.
kids. Absolutely. But I know he has
Usually like that, Ben.
So I was hoping this would be more
No.
like low energy, low,
Yeah.
like
quiet.
fruit and produce, artisan soaps, things like that.
Would there be any music or anything like that?
So to
Just-
keep,
no.
I mean, it's up to you guys for discussion. To keep the cost low, I was proposing that we just have vendors, not any music. Again, sticking with the food truck event being,
No, I understand. I get
being
it.
like the
Okay.
music part.
If the vendors themselves are playing something in the background, that's fine, because if they're like, I don't know, a holistic, whatever, they're playing some sort of quiet music.
Right.
But at farmer's market, a successful farmer's market is usually the one that has a lot more vendors for items that you don't find regularly in your stores in town. Things that are, farm-based and made from scratch locally, that kind of stuff. But it would not be a place where people are gonna come just to watch someone perform.
And to Rams's point, when I met with Robert and Irene, they already have a network of the people you just listed. Like they already have friends that do like sourdough loaves and all these things that you can't find anywhere else. It's more like
Just,
a,
I visually can't see it because we haven't had it. So I'm
Right.
just, you know,
Now,
But
I'm a farmer's
absolutely,
market, so I
if we
go
could
to a
do
lot of
that,
them, but-
absolutely.
Yeah.
I know Hanford does.
Yeah,
They don't-
exactly.
but
Mm.
they have-
But I understand just for starting, then we could go down that route and
Yeah,
then, you
Just
know,
usually like artisan bread, cheeses, certain
Jelly.
fruits and jams, fruits and vegetables, baked goods, things like that, just people go to find something unique from a small business locally and
So will it just be for?
we're gonna,
Yeah.
we're gonna definitely, they said they can open up to some of their farm friends, and I believe some of you have connections to folks who do produce, which will also be great to include. That's a key thing. When we were doing the farmers markets years ago, it was hard to find produce vendors. They didn't want to break their routine of going to downtown or to Fresno on Saturdays. But we're hoping that we could generate a lot more produce folks. Also, the whole point is to bring people downtown to get your coffee, go shopping, go to the thrift stores, go to the decor stores, go to the video game store. Like we want them to do like the walk of that day. So right now, Maiden Voyage is bringing a lot of folks, and they are doing. I've seen them go to the thrift stores, but now we're giving them another option at a low impact, low cost to kind of bring more folks downtown. And I talked to them maybe doing it once a month, once biweekly. It's kind of open to conversation to kind of keep the low impact of the event. But they're all on board. They're excited. They're all on board. They would love to work with the bid.
Governor Emerson. So it sounds like a great idea. I think we've all wanted a good farmer's market for a long time. This is kind of a niche way of doing it. It's always run into the same thing. You have a farmer's market, people have their days all set up. They don't want to deviate from that, the big produce people. So this makes a lot of sense to get in that niche, with people, like the craft vendors. And if you wanted to have music, maybe somebody just playing the guitar with a little amp or something, or a little keyboard, just cool little jazz, something nice in the background and ambient music. So you could do that too, and maybe reach out to the high school, because I think their FFA, when we did the Blossom Trail opening, aren't they doing a store now? They're encouraging commerce and they're growing things over there. So definitely get them involved too. But I think that'd be just dynamite for the city, especially since they're coming to Maiden Voyage anyway on Saturday mornings. Be a great tie-in.
And I'll, um, and also, we probably need to really have the city look into that parking lot because it leads a lot of work. So, it'll be probably a good time to even just to get it cleaned up and just something that'd be great. Thank you.
All right. Holiday.
Oh, so we'll do a motion on that to move forward with collaborating with Maiden Voyage and developing that. Before we do a vote on that, I want to get direction from you all in regards to the Food Truck Friday Beer Garden. In the past, we kind of alternated and rotated nonprofits to manage the beer garden. This year, with Salma Live, it was very successful managing it on our own. It was very well organized. I wanted direction on this go around. Do we want to manage the beer garden as the bid? And you all help staff it and the money goes back into the event. I'm open to conversation. I have to start filing the permits, and doing all the legwork for that event. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page of what you want to do.
No,
It gets a permit and we're okay.
The big, it's a
Alcohol.
one-day beer license and we're okay. Of course, there's all the rules that we follow that are on the permit. But the money would go back into the event or our Selma Enhancement Corporation, however
I
we.
think I like the idea because where the money is. Oh, cool. Usually.
yeah, who's willing to work the May 8th? We try the first one, see how that goes. To willing, we're gonna have a nice crew, then we could do it. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do the May 8th.
I'll move forward with applying for the license under the Enhancement Corp like we did for Selma Live. And I'll move forward with getting all the materials needed to make that happen.
Okay, with that, I make a motion to have the farmer's market event planning and have the bid do the sales of the alcohol.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Any other discussion?
Email you all and we
What
can
do we
send me
do?
who's gonna be there.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. On the agenda is the holiday decor budget.
Okay. In the last meeting, we talked about developing a standardized downtown holiday decor program. In our year-to-date financial report, it looks like we do have money available in the improvements line item. If you go back and look at it, we do have some money there. The next season coming up is Easter. I took the opportunity to look for some Easter decorations that are very easy and cost effective. Those links are in your digital packet. And we talked about incorporating business sponsorships, so potentially what that would look like. It would essentially be a yard sign saying this decoration sponsored by RPS Real Estate or Ramza. Potentially that's what that would look like. You're gonna see the decorations. I hope you guys all got the opportunity to see what the decorations look like. If you didn't, in your packet, there is a digital mock-up of what potential Easter decorations could look like. Keep in mind, I am not a designer. I'm not a decorator. I found something that was cost effective and that we can get. I'm open to other things. But that's essentially something that exists that we can have access to if we wanted to do Easter or if we wanted to move forward with 4th of July. I'm open to suggestions. The other suggestion I have is maybe we do like a ad hoc for decor. Like maybe you guys can come up with a group of 2 or 3 of you guys and lead the decoration aspect of it. And because I'm not a decorator, you should see my house. It's very straightforward. So relying on me to like pick out decorations and plant them, it might be best if you guys wanted to like start a committee and we work together.
I think what I would like to do for what's coming up. Okay, so you got Easter.
Easter.
These could probably, but maybe I wanted to get a couple people. I want to be creative, maybe get some high school kids and stuff and do. I mean, I made this heart in my coffee lobby with lights from Amazon, and they would be outdoor lights. And if we could get them to match, just try one. Maybe hit St. Patrick's Day is already coming around. That's already to run around the corner, but maybe try some Easter egg colored eggs. That would probably be easy with pool noodles, and then wrap some lights but still have them look decent during the day, because you still want them to look decent during the day, and then at night have them be an Easter egg or bunny ears. So I will work with a couple people. One of the business people, hopefully they're electrical hubby that's really creative, will come along as well. But I think I could get about and come back to you guys and show you what they look like before we and get it approved with the city as well. There will be lights for outdoors, but yeah, I'd be willing to try that out and see where we go, because I was looking at some of those lights and my goodness, they're really pricey, like to, the other ones, I didn't get to really look at these, but I will still go look at these.
I think it just depends on the holiday. And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was gonna say probably our first step would be to make a list of the holidays that we want to decorate those
Here.
planters. So we're not always trying to catch up to the holiday coming up.
Absolutely.
So that's first thing.
In the packet, there's a link that says, sorry, I lost it. There's a link that has a sign up form for sponsorships and it lists all the holidays on that link.
So, yeah, so I mean, it might be a little too late to get sponsorships for Easter. It might not. We can ask, but if we want to already be decorated for Easter, Lent already started. Easter is going to be here before we realize it. If we want downtown to look festive, I think the example that you provided looks great, for something quick and easy and affordable right now. We definitely should send out the sponsorship requests for example, 4th of July coming up or whatever is the next holiday on our list. And kind of at that point, when we have sponsorships, it could be a little more, elaborate. And like Rose said, we can create an ad hoc committee supervised by, one or two bid board members and then volunteers that could be involved, electricians, students, whatever it is. I'm very impaired when it comes to decoration, but but there are a lot of people that have a good artistic vision. So I think if we just kind of get it organized, I think this is something very nice to be able to decorate our downtown based on the holiday. It makes it welcoming, it makes it appealing. And if we kind of just get it organized and we don't have to vote on it for every holiday. So this way we'll know, okay, this is coming up and, staff and the bid would have a direction. Okay, this is what we're doing next. So it's an item that we should always consider having our downtown looking festive and welcoming.
And I also want to comment on what you just said. Like you don't have to be on the bid to be on the ad hoc. Like for instance, we have Bloomie's folks here. We have Yesenia here. Like you guys have a background in decorating. Your front of your building always looks nice. So so we would love to have you collaborate with the bid. You don't have to be a bid member. You just be a part of the ad hoc committee and share your insights of what would make downtown look festive. And I know you have connections to vendors like Evergreen that we've talked about, where you can get products and they can get yard items through a business. It'd be great to pay a business for the decorations. So be a part of the ad hoc committee for decorations so I don't have to do it anymore. And I'm just kidding. Just have like a better vision of what those little tree wells could look like. You see something I don't, so work with our board and you guys, let's get it very festive.
I have a
Will
question
you
about
share that?
the sponsor yard signs or whatever.
Um,
How big are those things supposed to be?
I can essentially get them at any sign. I think standard was 18 inches by 24. That's a standard yard sign.
Yeah.
I can actually get it smaller if we need
I was
to.
gonna say, because if it's gonna
It's
be 18 by
bigger than the
24, it's bigger than
decoration.
the Decoration.
Yeah, definitely. So I could probably get it at half the size if we needed to. But right now I think it sounds like we just want to get the Easter ones up. Ideally, some of those ones I sent in the past, like the Christmas ones are a lot larger, but they're more costly. So a yard sign wouldn't be proportional. But you make a good point that we don't want it to be bigger than the actual decor. So
Well, if you've seen the ones in Kingsburg, they're just a small plaque, in the bottom. It does not overwhelm the decoration, no matter what size it is. It's just simply a recognition for the business that spent the money to that decoration. But yeah, they don't have to be something like.
Yes, they're nice lights and maybe send out at night, but the signs they sound good for the big start of it.
that's all I have for that item.
So officers is the next agenda for this year.
2 meetings ago, we talked about reassigning officer positions on, oh, I'm sorry, was there a vote? Richard, was there a vote?
Did we do the vote for the vet planning and farm? Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
Holiday decor
I don't
budget.
think
It
we
was the
did.
holiday
Big
decor
one.
that needed, oh.
Oh, did we do that? Did we?
I don't think we did a vote.
Didn't do the
No, thanks, Rosa. I'll call for the vote.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we move forward with holiday decor with a budget and an ad hoc committee.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Question,
Question,
Oh.
doesn't the budget have to be done before the ad hoc starts? Cause then what are they basing it off of?
yeah,
The mid-year budget is in the packet, so you can see how much money we have allocated for, is it the line items called downtown improvement? So,
It's already in there.
yeah.
So it is?
Yeah. So ideally, the ad hoc committee would come up with ideas, bring it to this board, and this board would say, yeah, we approve the $5,000 for this decor. But it sounds like we want to move forward with what this one is right now, right? Do we want to move forward? Okay.
Wait, so the ad hoc would have to move, still would have to do the meeting beforehand? Were we not thinking about just giving them a budget so they can move? Say if it was like doing Easter and we're hitting close, we wouldn't have to, they'd be able to make the decision before the next meeting rather than,
And who's the ad hoc too?
yeah, we have to assign the ad hoc, the people on
What's
the
it?
ad hoc, and then how
I'd
much.
be
they're
willing to be
willing
one of
to
them.
Spend, how much we're willing to allow
Or we
them to
said
spend.
for Easter, we gotta move forward with what it's already presented.
Yeah.
That's because it's kind of a little too late to form an ad hoc and ask for, our
But-
next one.
Right.
Yeah, and then to move an ad hoc to form an ad
The
hoc
next one.
committee for the next
Okay.
one. Yeah. Rose. With.
Wrong.
With. You said,
Just kidding. We'll find, we don't need two board members, I'll be willing to, I'll get the community involved. And
Yeah, two
Thank-
board members and two
Danny, you
gang
want to be
members.
involved? Look, I got one right now.
Yeah, we need help. So we need the vote, right?
Yeah.
Did you do?
so your motion is move forward with the Easter, is that correct?
yes.
And then
And then
adapt an
adapt an
ad
ad
hoc committee.
and a budget for the, like, whatever, for
Well-
whatever they bring for us for next holiday.
So I have a first and a second. Any other questions? Open it to the public comment? No. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Carries.
Okay, the last item is the officers for the bid. We have designated officer positions and we talked about rotating them yearly that lead the facilitation, the leadership in coordination with me, city staff. I feel like this body only needs a chair and a vice chair. I think that's what we've moved with in the past. We'll accept nominations for chair right now, and then we'll all do a vote. And we'll do it for each individual position. So chair and then vice chair we'll do separately. So if anybody wants to submit a nomination of someone else or themselves, and we'll do a roll call vote.
I make a motion to nominate Richard Braden for chair.
Second that.
And all in favor of Richard Braden being chair, say aye.
I
I
Any nays? Thank you.
congratulate.
Thank you.
Now we'll open it up to somebody to make a motion for themselves or another person for vice chair.
I make a motion to nominate Ramza Carey for vice chair.
Second.
do.
I love it.
All those in favor of Ramza Corey being vice chair?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Congratulations, Ramza and Richard. Yep.
Right?
I'll see you in these tree wells. We're gonna start decorating. Let's go. And I think that's it for me, sir.
Any staff updates?
Yes, several staff updates. Like I mentioned in the last staff meeting, that I adjusted the facade grant program. I sent it to city manager. He provided feedback. I have to make those changes and send it off to the lawyer to get it reviewed and approved, and it comes back to this body to look at it again one more time. And that's the update to the facade grant program. Because right now, the grant program stands as it is. You can still apply. And I spoke to Robert at Maiden Voyage about the opportunity to apply still, and he's looking into doing it. He needs a door, an updated door. But right now, city manager provided me feedback on the updated facade improvements. So I'm going to work through that this week and get it out to our city attorney to review. The other thing is the facade program. I believe in June 2025, I'm sorry, the design guidelines. I believe in June 2025, the bid met with the planning commission and the city council to review colors of buildings, and there was polling done. We've took those polling and we took that information, and it's going to be in Tuesday's city council meeting of what a color palette looks like, and the council's going to adopt it as an interim color palette scheme that's like locked. Later on down the road, the design guidelines are going to come from Ramey and Associates, who are developing that. But in the meantime, city manager directed to develop a staff report for that. So it'll be presented at the council on Tuesday. So we have a benefit. Absolutely. That part of it was removing the match so it's more accessible to folks in the downtown business area. So once it gets reviewed by the lawyer, then I'll hand it to you guys to kind of give feedback on what you guys would like adjusted. So that's the only two updates I have on those two projects, other than trying to get back to running social media and doing some video content for the businesses. That's next on the list.
With that said, well, once it all gets approved, maybe there'll be a workshop where, let's just say, everything's in place, and in that workshop, now that you guys are throwing doors in there, depending on what actually qualifies as doors, are they black iron doors also included? I mean, we should specify exactly what kind of doors. That would probably implement people to also have a little seating outside, and we could leave them overnight. I mean, lights within, depending on what kind of building is. So the doors would be interesting. But with the workshop, when everything's said and done, let's just say there'll be a couple, maybe the first workshop, get it out there. So, you know, you get 10 business people that come in and we all do it together, what we're going to apply for, or, you know, get these businesses to come in and use this money. So it would help them with their facade of their building. That'd be great.
Yeah, currently, if you go to the website, there is a list that's, it's a very small list of what you can use it for. It's not as expansive as we would like. So council and mayor presented of expanding it more to include painting, to include like particular items that are outside of what it normally, because right now I think it covers windows and doors. It doesn't cover awnings, which we added to the revised grant. It includes awnings, it includes paint, it includes signage. So that folks have the opportunity to get a new sign that meets the guidelines. But you have to apply through the process, and the board approves it. Yeah, you collectively you would apply together. Yeah, and
And
yeah. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to improve the downtown, the look of downtown. So we really want to get more people using it. We have $100,000 that have sat in the line item, and we want to get people to use it. So I'm working through the legal details to make sure that it can move forward as presented. You can go to cityofselma.com and you can look at the business improvement district, and it's right at the top of the page, the guidelines for the grant right now. And then after this meeting, you can connect and you can just shoot me an email and you can come visit me anytime. Now that I have an office right here, you can come visit me. The council meeting is next Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah. March 3rd. Yeah. 6 o'clock. Yeah. And that's all I have is a staff report.
Thank you, Jose. Any public
I
comment?
have a question for staff, sorry. Oh, okay, when they're done.
Just following up on our director over here, just wanted to read from our weekly activities just to show the volume that he has since he's come on. It's just incredible. Just last week, Blossom Trail opening ceremony, he did two videos, one with the FFA, one for the city, fire department, content training videos that he's doing, design guidelines and decor, Fresno County EDC city profile, public safety engagement. He's making appointments for us to go to the ICSC, the shopping center convention this year. I know he's working on our Terry Serrano Memorial. If you guys want to attend that, it's going to be on Whitson Street on Friday at 10 at the Elderly Apartments in Selma. We're going to be dedicating a plaque to Terry Serrano, a longtime writer of Selma Transit and supporter of the senior center as well. He passed away last year, and his family will be there to receive a plaque that FCRTA did. Our director here is doing the video and doing the coverage. He did the agenda for it. So he's busy like all the time. So he's really allocating his events. He finally got back in the city hall as our communications director. Good thing for him to be in the nerve center of the city. So just wanted to bring that to the board's attention as well, that he's doing a lot here.
Yes, thank you.
I had a question. What happened to our thought of making the bid a 2-year term instead of 1-year term so we avoid?
So it passed. It passed at this last meeting. When you do a municipal code amendment, it's 2 public hearings and council reviews and finalizes the vote. And this past council meeting, it was approved. So I gotta connect with,
It's just a hassle when you want to serve more than 1 year to have to
Yeah.
redo the paperwork.
I'm gonna connect with Neil, our city attorney, and city clerk to see what that change looks like on the municipal code website. But it's officially adopted as of last council meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
The future. Oh. All right, do we have any requests for future agenda items? Have one.
Oh, go ahead.
Statistics from prior events that have been held. I think that's it now.
I think also we need to come back. I mean, I think we were just so used to when Jose was a board member and we were taking on, like we would do the food vendors. It was 2 of us. It was Jose and I, and kind of we may need to go back to that to just help them out just a bit. And what else was on there? Do you feel that we should take that on as well?
I think just the
What-
decor ad hoc, and I can start assigning things for the actual events. Definitely coordinating.
Let us know
Yeah.
what, that
Yeah.
way it takes off of you. If we have to go back to some kind of social media, we'll have to relook at everything again. We specifically stated that if there's gonna have some kind of effect, because we knew you were gonna be busy within the city.
Yeah.
So, we would have to relook at everything again, but, you need to let us know. Stay in communication with us.
Please.
Need an assistant position?
So there is an assistant.
Help recruit.
There is an assistant that's happening here. There should be an assistant that's gonna help city manager eventually. I hope they can handle some of the, like the admin tasks that kind of. Yeah, so, and that's really what I need the most help with is the admin things like the budget. Like I'm not a finance person, so that's why Heather's here to kind of have my back. Those things take a lot of bandwidth to funnel through and make sense of, but.
Adam?
Yes.
So I was looking into possible events, and this would just be a one-time thing, wouldn't be like trying to have a reoccurring deal yet. But to basically go in coalition with the business that opened up the gaming center. There's a thing called the CVC Cards and Collectible Shows that they go up and down the state, Modesto to like, I don't know where the other one is. It's pretty far, but they go Fresno, Clovis, Modesto, down to Tulare, I think. And I know the owner, like we send talent a lot of the time. So the professional MMA fighters that we that I know and help with, he'll sometimes ask me to have him get him there and stuff. But what I was thinking is, if we had they do like kind of like sideshow deals, and we like collaborate and ask them to do that, they get like thousands of people to come through these things in a matter of like 4 hours. And so like that would be amazing to have that kind of foot traffic here in town, and it's the crowd that we want to have. They're, people that want to see that business, that gaming center. They're people that are gonna, they're gonna catch an eye with everything right across the street. And it's the people we want to showcase and say and show that, hey, Selma's becoming live again. So I think having some sort of event like that, or even thinking about, or I need to get a little bit more information on which days that they like wouldn't match up between our free days and theirs. But their following is pretty massive in the valley, and they attract. I think they said their last event they had over 50,000 people run through, not all at once, but like throughout the day, and it was like a 6 hour period. So like that was insane. They had people just.
So if you can connect us via email and then maybe set up a meeting, come in at any time. We can talk about like what that looks like and kind of develop that. I kind of get the vision. I understand what you're talking about. But I definitely want to meet them. And that goes for everybody. Like feel free to come in anytime, send me an email. Like the only time we talk doesn't have to be the meeting. Like you could feel free to call me or meet with me if you have ideas or concerns. Yeah, but let's set up a meeting to kind of hear what that looks like.
Rose, do you have another question?
One more thing. I want us to look at more infrastructure projects that like maybe we can't take on, but we can bring on to city council to look at. Like Rose did mention the parking lot, especially if we're gonna have events there, we should probably look at whether it's safe for people to be walking around. So hopefully next meeting or in a future meeting, we can pinpoint infrastructure projects that we can bring to council.
Can I assign you guys some homework to bring some ideas at the next meeting of like infrastructure projects that we can potentially work on together? Yeah, that's a great point. To things that you guys see every day that they may not. So yep.
And then at one point, some of us asked about more shirts that we could purchase. Did you find anything on that, Jose?
Yeah, I can repurchase polo shirts if that's what you're looking for, or if you want if you want a t-shirt or you want like a button up,
Like we had before.
same exact polo shirt. Yeah, I can reorder through our vendor.
But I think there was some
Yeah,
requests for smalls as well.
I'll email you because the other one's too big.
Okay,
I could give it to, I haven't even used it. Give it to somebody
it was
else.
too big? Okay, all right. I'll re-email everybody to provide me their shirt size since we have new members and new sizes. I'll do that tomorrow morning.
Thank you. If there's no other business to come forth tonight, I adjourn the meeting at what time? 7:04. Thank you, Ramsey.